Hi, I'm Sarah.
And I'm Joleen.
And we're talking about Big Brother Canada.
Yes.
Yay! But first, if you're new to this channel, please click subscribe. Hang out with us. Give this video a like. You can join us on Patreon if you want. There's a link down there. Joleen, how are you today?
I'm good. Lots of stuff happening on the feeds. So, woo.
This is a dramatic week.
Woo.
You guys, a lot to talk about. Oh, thank you. Favorite streams right here. Oh my God.
Gosh, thank you so much. Hi, Tracy. Hi, everybody. You're so kind.
So kind. Just putting us in a good mood. Well, let's talk a little bit about last night's episode, Monday's Big Brother show. Then we'll talk about Big Brother's live feed spoilers, talk about Veto stuff. We'll talk about the house meeting that happened today. Good stuff. But we start with Monday's episode where they kind of get us back on the HOH. Even though we saw how the HOH ended, it shows us a little bit of what we missed in the middle there. And we get little sound bites from Jed because it comes down to him and Beth. And he's like, well, I sleep with Beth, so I don't need to win this. Keep myself available for the next one. And I was like, that does make sense, Jed, but you didn't throw it in a convincingly way. He wrote down 63 and the answer was 300 and something.
Yeah, that wasn't good.
It was a little obvious. It was like, wait, what? And he did try to be like, I misheard the question, which he probably still did. But yeah, he's right. He didn't need to win the HOH. Although his girl doesn't really listen to him. So maybe he did need to win it.
Maybe he did.
Jury is out. Oh, you guys, thank you. This is my doggy, Joleen.
Oh, it's Joey.
My mama gave me this shirt.
Shout out to Mama Bev.
That's right, Mama Bev. Then we get the typical segment. You want to see my HOH room? And Beth runs up there and stuff. Read the letter. Joleen. Her letter was from her sister.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, we love you. So proud of you. We all miss you. And then the last sentence of the letter was, go get you a spicy chicken. And everyone clapped and was excited because of the Wendy's sponsorship. Yes. Mm-hmm. But I immediately screamed and was like, she just told her
Spicy
to go after Spicy V.
That's a W, but you know what I'm saying, a V.
There you go. Get it.
V, yep. Ooh.
I'm shocked.
Very unfair. Granted, in the sisters' defense, they do always get spicy chicken, but it is hella coincidental that Spicy V happens to be someone that the majority of Beth supporters would think she should be targeting in this game.
She did not order spicy chicken this time. So I don't know her record here on how often she gets spicy chicken. But if I were Beth, I would have taken that as going for the spicy. So first off, future house guests, be real careful what your nickname is here. Because
don't have it Wendy's Frosty chicken tenders.
Don't make it so easily.
A Wendy's
put into
double.
A letter.
I haven't had Wendy's in so long. I'm struggling to be like Frosty.
Right.
Don't have it be like Frosty Fred. Go get yourself a Frosty with Fred. No, that would mean you take him to the. Okay, never mind. You know what Sarah's saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know what's on a Wendy's menu. I don't eat meat, so yeah. But anyway, I was like, why is no one else talking about this on Twitter? Because I freaked out. A spicy chicken, like that was clearly. That's clearly a message. And I think that it's not surprising that Beth has been like, my sister would be so mad at me if I didn't make a big move. That's what I've been hearing on the feeds. And I think that there's a connection here.
But we do know that they do put codes in. This wouldn't be the first time a Big Brother player has had a family member letter have codes, but this is a pretty obvious code
I feel
once
like this
Sarah
is the
says it out loud.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that everyone was like thinking it's a Wendy's promotional thing.
The Wendy's have other things to promote. I don't think their spicy chicken needs to be promoted. It is a well-purchased, if that's how I can say it, item on the menu. I would say something else. I mean, obviously the Frosty and the spicy chicken sandwich are going to be things you always get. There's got to be a grilled chicken sandwich no one's eaten, because who the hell wants that? You want fried or spicy. So I would say that
I'd say get you some chicken tenders. Aren't those like the most popular thing? Says the girl who doesn't eat meat.
But if they're trying to market it, then they should market things that don't sell.
Oh,
maybe.
yeah.
Like something fresh, like we have fresh salads, we have this fresh new thing. But don't market something that clearly is already killing it. McDonald's, yeah, they do ads about the Big Mac, but they do ads about other things they have coming up, because the Big Mac's always going to sell. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I know about fast food marketing just from eating it.
Got it. Got it. Yeah. All right. Well, that's my theory on that. We'll see. We'll see what everyone else thinks about it. But we get some really sweet family vids. I don't always cry, but I did get a little choked up this time. It was very sweet. I loved Tina's partner because she like had zero personality. She was like, where you at? She said, Tina, where you at? Or however that saying is.
They're down there.
Whatever. And she was holding a dog and she was like, oh, we miss you. And that was it. And I was like, oh, solid. I love it. Jed's brother looks just like Jed. Ty's dad looks like his brother. Beth's family is all very white and blonde. And Tara's kids are adorable. I don't know. It all just got me. Vic's boyfriend was lovely.
Because you're not a crier. Like normally I would be the one saying I'm crying. So I don't know how that got you so well, Sarah. They must have been some good messages. Where they at? Where they at? Where they about them?
It could just be a year of a pandemic and I'm just in a different place these days.
I think that's true. And maybe it was when Tina's lady said, yeah, hope you have the best kind. What kind of day I want you to have? The best kind.
Best kind.
We're going to take the dog to Newfoundland.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm fragile these days. And so I cared about their family for once in my life. That's basically it, other than they showed us a little bit of game. A little bit of game, but we talked about most of it on Friday. If you guys don't know, I'm on Joleen's channel on Friday talking about all the live feed spoilers that happen on Fridays right after we know who the HOH is. And so we saw Beth talking about wanting to backdoor somebody. Okay, this is going to be spoilers. So if anybody cares about spoilers.
Spoilers. That's the scary version.
Well, I guess it's not really spoilers because it just happened in the show. I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
No. Well, spoilers and show mixed together as one.
Okay, great. You guys get it. You get it. Okay, so she talked about wanting to backdoor Vic. And of course, Jed and Ty were like, oh gosh, no. Vic loves us. She's protecting us. This is the best thing going for us. Yeah. And Beth was like, ooh. You know, they showed Beth being like, I can't take Jed and Ty to the end. That bathroom conversation that you and I talked about on Friday where she was like, I'm the greatest. She didn't say I'm the greatest. She said, everybody likes me.
Social game. Everybody likes me.
Everyone likes me.
And then she eats her fingers under nail. I watched her today on the feed swallow at least 3 nails. I swear I can't anymore. And Sarah made a really good point on the feeds today. When you're HOH, Sarah tweeted about it, you don't want to be eating while telling us the game and then clinking against the bowl. And it was just a whole mess. So either she's eating cereal or she's eating her own nails. Either way, it's not good.
It's not enjoyable to listen to. And I get it. You guys have to eat, but don't do it then and talk to us about like your end game here. I need to know your end game plan. I literally had just clicked off that feed because she was like, clinkety, clinkety, smackety, smackety. And then I watched the clip because I was like, oh, I missed her saying something. And I was like, dang it. Stop it.
She was like, She was slapping and it was a lot. And normally I'm not really grossed out by people eating and talking, but that was gratuitous. It was a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. Patrick, it's never going to happen. And this is why she is keeping Ro in the game, because she needs someone else to go after Jed and Ty. She's not going to put them up, but she knows she needs them in jury. She needs them to vote for her in the end game. And so we see a little bit of that in Monday Night Show, her talking to Ro. She took Ro to Wendy's and was like, look, I need you. I'm going to have to put you up. I got to play this whole thing out, but you got to win Veto so that I can backdoor Vic. And she didn't tell Tara, like, she kind of hinted at it to Tara, but she did tell Tara, you're going up. So we end the show with noms, but it's not like either one of these are really her target right now. Yes. It's Jed and Ty's target to go after Ro, but not Beth's target. So that is the end of Monday's show. So now officially spoilers will be talking about
spoilers.
Spoil it up.
Right.
Oh, and Brayden, we got to see more Brayden. He's actually playing the game. He's so well positioned now. Loving it.
He is arguably, since we're talking spoilers, he is basically the triangle is saying he has taken Vic's spot in their what was a Ghost Peppers. They basically said that.
Yeah. I think he's also taking Kiefer's spot. I think Kiefer's moving down the list too.
We're getting very annoyed with Kiefer. Very annoyed. The things we see about Kiefer. But it's funny, they're not putting two and two together. Obviously, he doesn't want you talking about Tara or this kind of stuff because he's working with her. But they keep saying, what is he working with her or something? Yeah. That sounds about right in the game. If someone's like, no, leave her alone. But they can talk crap about everybody else, probably working with that person. That's good. But they don't trust their instincts on that, you know?
So, is someone at your house?
It's Amazon. Yeah, I got some fun stuff coming my way.
It's exciting. I thought it might be some yummy food delivery, but Amazon's second
just
good.
Ovulation strips I'm going to pee on later. Just a little TMI. Just to see what happens. I've never tried that before, so.
Okay. Oh, JoJo's gonna have a baby.
I'm going to see if I still am fertile. And see what happens.
I know. Once you hit a certain age, you're not really sure those eggs work anymore.
Yeah, I gotta know. Before the panic cooking, I was supposed to have some tests that tell me how I'm cooking down there, if they're scrambled, if they're sunny side, if they're hard boiled, if they're whatever. So now I obviously, panic cooking, didn't go to the doctor and see that, and then I just decided, hey, let's just pee on these strips on Amazon.
I honestly didn't know that ovulation strips were a thing, but thank you. Okay.
Pregnant friends who have had kids. And I thought, you know what? These eggs are going to see if they're still ready to what happens when you have a baby? They just boil hard? No, you don't boil the baby. Okay. See, I need to.
Oh boy. I don't know that we're ready for JoJo to have a baby. This is not how it's going.
We're just going to see.
Don't boil the babies.
I'll give an update. I'll pee on them and see. Cool.
Okay. All right. Oh, we'll get back to ovulation strips. But first, we played a Veto, and Ro won for the third week in a row, and he has taken himself off of the block. And this is exactly what Beth wanted. She has no other choice. She has to put up Vic. And so she did it. And apparently she had kind of a nice little speech that was a bit fire.
Ooh. And
now we got a Vic. We got a spicy chicken on the block.
Spicy V, yeah. Apparently Beth was like, you a liar, basically, right? She called her some kind of, you're lying, you're coming for me, you're saying stuff about me when she put Vic up.
Wait, to who? Oh, yeah.
That's what Beth has said. And so then after that, Vic's like, what? And she slept on it and decided today she was going to get to the bottom of it.
Yeah, she did really good yesterday. I was actually very impressed with Vic. Well, I've been impressed with Vic most of this game, but she just calmly went to her Ghost Peppers and was like, wait, what? I would never actually put you guys up. And Beth was like, Tina, Tara, Ro, Brayden, they all said they heard you say you put me and Jed. And she was like, well, of course I said it. But I thought you guys knew, like, that's how I get information out of people. Like, I would have never actually done it. I mean, had I not known that's how this relationship worked, I wouldn't have said it then. I thought you understood. And they're all like,
Which isn't the word. It's messy. I'll give everyone that. And I'm a Spicy V sympathizer and apologizer at times. And Beth and Tara are on my team. I drafted both of them. Or not Beth, I'm sorry. Tara and Spicy V. Sarah has Beth. And I think that isn't the worst thing to say, because that is a little bit of Vic's game. You put out like, I would be interested in this, and then see if they bite, and you don't necessarily have to be interested. And the proof is in the pudding, in that she was the invisible HOH and didn't put them up. So that could be her strategy. It's a risky one to admit to, and for people to go, well, when do I know you're telling the truth? Well, I guess in my actions. Have I put any of you on the block yet? And I've been HOH multiple times. I have not. So I would go with that, and I might tend to side with the Vic and still be more sketched out by Ro and Tara and them. Knowing that they've never proven loyalty to me. See, the thing with Victoria that I think the triangle will miss this week is that she's proven loyalty to them, in that she's never put them on the block, and she's been HOH a bunch of times. And the other ones, they haven't really proven that yet. The only thing we know is that Ro definitely was coming for the 3 with Kyle. That was very evident. And Tina and Tara, as much as everyone on the feeds wants to say Victoria's playing the middle, Victoria's line, she's playing all sides, that's what Tara's doing. Tara's in the middle. Tara's the floater. Tara's going where the power is. You know?
I don't know that Tara's anywhere. I think Tara's the one on the island. Like, she has Tina, but no one else is willing to work with Tara. So I don't know that she's floating to power.
Well, they've kind of been willing to work with her to the point where they're not voting her out. So they'll use her as a tool for their game.
Right.
So that is essentially kind of working, where we've seen players like that, Victoria, BB16, get all the way to the end that way. So, more so.
Oh, yeah. Tara is in a great GOAT position because no one likes her. No one's really willing to work with her except for Tina. So, yeah, she's going to but that's not floating from power. That's just like being dragged along. Yeah, I think Tina's in the middle. Kiefer's in the middle, and Vic. I mean, they are the genius floaters here. And that's what's scary about Vic, though. Like, I understand everything you're saying about, like, the other side is probably against you, but Jed and Ty don't know that. They think Tina and Tara are with them. The only people they're really worried about are Ro. So, like, they're dummies. And then Vic is such a good liar and manipulator that even though you might think she's working with you, you don't really know. And that is why she is dangerous.
Yeah, she's coasting.
Thank you, coasting. I have no words.
The difference
sometimes.
Between floating and coasting, we always confuse them in Big Brother.
Yes.
But she's definitely coasting because she doesn't, there's no rhyme or reason, really.
But we do have to, like, it's hard to talk about the triangle now because it's even though there's a triangle, it's not good for all of them. So Jed and Ty, of course, keep Vic in the game. Are you kidding me? She's super crazy and protecting you guys at the same time. Absolutely keep her around. Beth is the one who knows Vic is coming for Beth. And that's true. Vic is not good for Beth's game. Vic was going to go for Beth next. Like, Beth would be out in this double.
However, after the meeting, I say Vic is good for Beth's game because Vic is going to be going after these other people.
Why? Why would Vic change her mind?
After the house meeting, I'm telling you, we've seen Vic vote on a motion before and nominate on a motion before. She'll do it again. And
Beth just backdoored her. That is the highest emotion you could possibly vote on.
It could be that she was just the replacement because she didn't because of the information she was being fed. And so I didn't want you to be backdoored. I just was afraid. And there's many a relationship, especially this season, has come back from that. So I would say, if anything, for Beth, Now I think Vic might go after the Tina and Tara's after that big blow up, or the Row. I don't know. I'm just saying. Maybe. I don't think it's a good idea for us as viewers, especially to keep Tara in the game over Vic. It's going to be boring as hell. But I also don't think it's the best strategic move because Vic has alienated herself on a lot of sides. You see your ally Kiefer leaning toward protecting Tara. You know Tara's got a number one in Tina. You know Tina's sitting really good in the house. You know Tara could coast to the end. So cut Tara now. Cut her now. You got Vic, weaponized Vic against Ro, against Tara, against Tina, and ultimately maybe you could weaponize her. You know, you're not going to weaponize her against Jed and Ty, but maybe somehow, if you're just good enough at manipulating her and maybe, you know, pull in those little seeds of doubt that they're using her and cuddling with her for game and things like that, like they've been, like the other side of the house has been trying to do. I'm just saying, I would get rid of Tara.
No, I hear what you're saying, and I think from a viewer's perspective, that's a very popular opinion because Spicy V is entertaining. But this is the first time that Beth has shown us that she's actually thinking about the game, and she has herself really well positioned. She doesn't need Vic. She doesn't need Vic in the game to potentially not put her up. She's got Ro, she's got Brayden, and she's got Jed and Ty. She is set. She's got people who are willing to protect her, but also willing to go after the guys that she needs out of the game.
Will Ro really do this dirty work before taking out Beth or taking a shot at Beth or putting Beth on the block? I believe if Ro would get HOH, I wouldn't put it past him to put the couple up. I also wouldn't put it past Brayden now. So now I wouldn't put it past Brayden to put her up at this point. I wouldn't put it past Tina and Tara. They really can't stand her. So I don't think she's as well insulated as she thinks she is, but this would be a good moment to maybe try to lock something in with Vic just in case she stays. I don't know. I would try to play with her at this point. Everything's put out there. Like, okay, I see you said this, you were this, that, but now we got to take Tina and Tara. We got to look at, you know, maybe don't mention Kiefer, but, you know, Beth doesn't know that, even though Beth is very annoyed with Kiefer. But we got to look at Ro, you know, did you dirty? And then maybe Kiefer could work. Well, Kiefer's not going to want Tara to go. So it's not looking good for Vic. But if I was Beth, I might be cuckoo and I might try. I would probably think I had a better chance with Vic than I would Tina and Tara and them, knowing that at least Vic was admitting to stuff. And I know that Beth doesn't think that way. She thinks we got to get rid of her now. Like, I did her wrong. She is coming for me. But really, if anything, everybody did Vic wrong. So now Vic's coming for everybody. So keep her.
Yeah. Why would you? There's just no reason to keep a dangerous person who could come for you at any time. She wins comps and you never know where her head is. And honestly, if you're Beth, you just put her up and she will always have that ammo. Even if you aren't her first, there's just no reason to keep someone who is a iffy, you know, wild, what is it? Wild cannon? What's the word?
Wild card.
A wild card or a loose cannon. Those are two things that I put together. Those things, you just don't keep that. Like, Tara is a dud. You can get her out at any time.
But she talks too much. These people that talk too much and they plant seeds, it can blow people's games up. I think a player like that, I might want to get rid of first. You know what I mean?
Vic is way better at planting seeds.
We have a situation now where she doesn't know that. They don't know. All they know is that Vic has admitted to these things she said. And if I was Bray and if I was Ro, I would keep Vic over Tara. Tara's got Tina. Tara's got Kiefer. They got to see. I mean, they're all starting a little bit, like I said earlier, to pick up on the fact that Kiefer doesn't want to talk about Tara. So I would break that up. Like, Vic literally has no one, and she's coming for anyone. Where Tara, I mean, I don't know. I guess I'm trying to make an argument. to keep Vic. I just think Tara is kind of a dangerous player to keep in the game because she can coast, and she does have more numbers on her side at this point than Vic does. But the argument could be made Vic still has Jed and Ty on her side. If
Absolutely.
If she stays. So
I mean,
it's not
Jed
looking
and
good for
Ty are all cuddled up with her, and
Mhm.
she is still working. Like, she is campaigning more than anyone we've seen this entire season. Like, Vic's not going to give up. She's not going to stop. And she's really, really good at being manipulative, gaslighting, convincing you. So, honestly, if she gets them to flip back and keep her, I'm not going to be surprised. And I'm going to say,
I hope
good
she
luck
does.
to the rest of you, because she will steamroll you all and win the whole game. And she deserves to. If you keep her at this point, she deserves to win the whole game.
Comp wise, I see what you're saying, because comp wise and strategy wise, she's far better than Tara. So yeah, if you do get her that far, but if you can weaponize her and get her out before she gets too far, because we haven't even started jury yet. Is this the week that we're going to start jury finally?
This will be jury,
okay.
Yeah.
So if you can get her out in the next couple weeks, but if you can weaponize her to take out some people that maybe you don't want to take out, or but again, it probably, speaking from logical Sarah game point, it's probably better to just, since she can win stuff and she is unpredictable at times, it probably is better to take her out. But I just
it's so boring to talk
so
logical
boring.
game stuff with me. I just bring the party down.
No, it's smart. Your game talk is very smart, but I'm thinking of taking like a little bit of a risk on it, just like, well, you're never going to break up Tina and Tara. You know what I mean? So no matter what, Tara always has Tina's vote. And now we know, or we're starting to know, Jed and Ty and Beth are starting to see that Kiefer also is with them. Now, arguably, Kiefer has been he's playing a lot of sides. He's been with Vic too, but he seems to be very much wanting to stay with Tara and Tina, because he's no dummy. If he's in the final three with Tara especially.
Yeah, but he too has a blind spot. Just real quick, Ben, a goat is someone you drag to the end that can't get any votes. A coaster just kind of sits there throughout the whole game. But they could be a goat. They could be a goat as well. But so Kiefer, Jed and Ty have never fully given any love and respect to Kiefer. They've just kind of worked with him. But Kiefer loves Jed and Ty just as much as Vic does. He actually is, even though he is close with Tina and Tara, he thought they were all sunsetters. He thought he was close with everybody. When he was HOH, he didn't want anyone to touch Jed and Ty. If someone talks about Jed and Ty, he wants to protect them. He would like Beth out because Beth is in the way of him and Jed and Ty. But Jed and Ty thinking that Kiefer is moving away from them is actually incorrect, but they've had a lot of incorrect reads, so I'm not surprised.
Yeah, they got bad reads, and Kiefer's got them. The Jed and Ty missed of just people being infatuated with them and just being like, "Oh my God, Jed and Ty are with me. This is so exciting. Thank you."
Yeah,
that's how Kiefer is.
So yes, no one likes Tara in the house. She could go at any time, but Vic is the one that's dangerous to a few people's games, not Jed and Ty. Jed and Ty would love to save her, and I think that they're going to try to.
I know.
So it could happen.
They should try, but they could get to a point where they push too hard, and then it's for sure that nobody's gonna be like, "Why are they pushing so hard for her?"
Yeah.
So I don't know. I've been trying this whole live to go away for Vic to stay, but I don't think.
Look,
she's
Vic
really
might be able to do it.
She's
going to work hard, and she might be able to do it herself. I know that when Beth is away from Vic, Beth is like, she's too dangerous. It's crazy. But then when Vic talks to Beth, she's like, oh, love, yeah. So whenever Vic gets to talk to people, she can kind of convince them. So we'll see.
Over. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. But if Beth gets her out, I'm going to be somewhat impressed by Beth. I know we don't all love Beth either, but we've seen so many girls play this shield, this shield game, right? Where they hook up with a guy and they hide behind him the entire time. They roll out of bed week 7 and start to play.
Are you talking about Franzel?
No, I'm not. I'm just saying this style of game. But Beth is actually playing and setting herself up so that her shield can be taken out. Like, we never see this. So I just want to give it like a little bit of props.
Sarah, that is a great point, because we see this blinded Holly Beth type player that stands by their man despite it not being in their best interest. So at least Beth is saying, I'm playing a better game than them. You know, she's talking to the cameras going, I know I'm better than Jed and Ty. Now, I don't think she's playing a better social game than Ty. I don't think she's playing a better social game than Jed, but I do think she's won more. And she thinks, you know, she thinks she's killing it strategically, but she's not, because people have since day one saw her as fake. Like, her fakeness has come out pretty evident. But, you know, if, like you said, Sarah, if she does take Vic out and she does, you know, weaponize parts of the house to go after the guy she can't, because she knows she doesn't want to end up in final 3 with them, I would say that is good.
I mean, honestly, yeah. She's not perfectly aligned with everyone, but she is set up pretty nicely right now. Brayden and her are like besties now. Her and Ro have this secret thing going on.
Is Brayden just faking the funk because he's good at that? Because I just feel like,
yeah, but who's he aligned with?
It's true.
I mean, he only has Ro, basically.
Yeah.
So faking the funk with her and making it work is helpful to him.
No, he's got Bray's social game right now is really great. But I think deep down, he knows this is game. Something that Austin couldn't do is fake it, and Brayden can. And Brayden go, yeah, Beth, I love you. He just likes to have another gal pal to dish with, and it doesn't hurt that she's in power as well.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Well, I think that Jed, Ty, and Kiefer could be convinced to keep Vic, and then Beth could break the tie.
Kiefer could be talked out of Tara?
Yeah. Because he is actually very aligned with Vic. Like, keeping Vic is also good for his game.
And they have this secret little super fan thing. What was their thing called again? It's crazy spice.
It's another spicy pepper or something.
Yeah, it's not ghost peppers, that's her, but it's something.
Yeah.
It's something Kiefer's like, he's trying to sell us t-shirts.
Oh, is it Real Spice?
Yeah, Real Spice. Because Keep It Real.
Yeah.
Let us know in the chat how many people are going to buy their Keep It Real t-shirts after this. Yeah. I don't see that.
But honestly, Real Spice is cute. They laugh together so much. They are very, very cute. And Kiefer will be fine. I mean, he wanted Ro out. He did not want Vic to be backdoored this week. But he's now stuck in this spot where, you know, he kind of has to just go where the numbers are, because he doesn't want to upset Tina, really. That's the thing. Like, he doesn't want to upset Tina by like going after Tara, but he would love to be able to keep Vic. He's very close with Vic. So, yeah, he could be convinced, and then Beth could break the tie, or maybe they could just get Brayden on board. Like, maybe he's willing to flip.
Brayden might be a hard sell just because she just put him on the block. So
100%.
That might be a hard sell, and I understand Brayden not wanting to keep her at this point, because did Brayden just find out that she was for sure the invisible HOH during the house meeting outside today?
I think so. She did tell the Ghost Peppers on Monday, calmly, after she was backdoored or put up. But in the house meeting is when it was like very much public to everybody.
I was trying to watch Brayden's face, because he's like, the whole time she was yelling, because Brayden and Kiefer stayed very, very quiet. I think Ty stayed pretty quiet. Jed. I mean, the only people that were very vocal during this house meeting was Tara, Ro, Vic, a little bit of Tina, and a little bit of Beth. And then Beth got in the way of one of the cameras like she always does. I think Beth has ADHD like me, because she's always moving and fixing and touching, and that's what I do too. So I pick up on that, and I'm like, oh, that's what I would do if I was on Big Brother. I'd always be in the way of someone angle and moving and shaking and stuff. But she finds a way to always be at the worst angle, and she always gets up every time she's in a meeting. I know I pick up these things because when you do it yourself, you see it in other people. Like when they had their first house meeting, she got up, she moved, she was like, okay, we're done now. Like, it was hard for her to sit for a long period of time and not be. Max,
are you asking like why we had the house meeting? So Vic was put on the block, right, as a nominee, and Beth said, these people told me you said you would put up Jed and Beth as like you would put us on the block. So like that was her reasoning for putting Vic on the block. And so Vic said, well, then I'm going to call Tara out and prove that Tara's been lying about X, Y, and Z, mostly like a bag being thrown over the balcony. I mean, a lot of stupid stuff, but it was supposed to show that Tara was a liar. And honestly, I don't feel like that's what happened. Joleen, how did you feel? Like, did you feel it was a convincing house meeting?
It probably did a little more harm than Vic would have liked, but I do think that knowing Ty and Jed and a little bit of Beth, I think there was some success in showing, like, I'll say it. My game is like, Victoria's like, I'll feed you something, see if you bite. That's my game. And I'll admit to that. But you guys are pretending you never said it. There was a point that Beth stood up and she's like, you guys, seriously, if you said it, it's okay. Like, you don't have to. Because they were, no. I'm surprised she didn't bring up, we're in an alliance called the Oddballs. This was something that was formed ultimately to take you guys out. So for them to sit here so disingenuous, yes, it's a game, lie all you want, but to call me out on something, you know what I mean? And technically Vic called them out in the house meeting, but to then say, no, we would never say that. At least now I'm coming clean, if you will. But I did think it showed Tara's how unstable she acted, and her victim mentality, which I do have to say, shout out to Seth, tweeted that earlier, and I like that because Tara tried to pull during this meeting, because Vic was laying it all out. She was just spicy being it. She was like, you don't deserve to be here, because Tara, she'll hang up. Did you say I don't deserve to be here? Who cares if she says you don't deserve to be here? What do you care that has nothing to do with game. If you deserve to be here, you're here. So I would be like, let her say I don't deserve to be here. I do. You don't win this game from deserving to be here. And so she was like, I just said I didn't want to sit in jury. Well, guess what? Vic said it perfectly. You signed up for 90 days. So you might have to sit here for 90 days. She's like, I want to be by my effing kids. Don't bring your kids into it. You signed up for a game. You still get paid in jury. This is a way that you play the victim. And it's also a strategy which they've highly criticized Vic for swearing on her family and using her family in her gameplay. Yet that is exactly what Tara is doing in this moment, is she is saying, keep me here because I don't want to spend all this time away for nothing because I'm a mother. Well, Vic said, we all have family. Not everyone's going to be a mother in life. So I'm not going to keep you here. You're not going to get a pass in Big Brother because you're a mother. So I thought that in that way, I think it made Tara look bad, in my opinion. But
I was actually impressed with Tara because, I know, again, everyone likes to make fun of Tara, but I've been waiting for her to pop off from the very beginning. Like, she is constantly complaining, acting like she's about to lose a fool. And like, Vic was in her face, like, you don't deserve to be here. And that was the like first 20 time.
Feet away. Tara was the one who got up, though. In her face, we're making it seem like they were like this. Vic was by the hot tub. Tara's over here. Tara was definitely the aggressor. And for someone, I don't think I enjoy calling Tara out. I picked her for my team. I wanted to like her. But between her microaggressions, dumb shit she says on the regular, and acting like Ty and Jed are somehow going to be aggressive. She sure is hella aggressive. Miss throws her sunglasses, and we've been having to listen to this BS from her the whole season, and her say these things where we're like, what is she?
I don't understand this. This makes no sense. Vic was like screaming for like an hour. Tara said nothing for 45 minutes and then stood up, threw her glasses down one time, and Tara's the aggressor?
She threw her glasses down twice, I believe. One was a toss and one was a takeoff drop. And
Vic yelled at me like that for 15 minutes, my glasses would have been thrown off and crap would have gone down way before Tara went.
It's ironic that she's the one that points out how people are going to blow up and they're going to do this, that, and she ends up doing that before Ty and Jed, who she's been saying
Yeah.
are going to do that. So that's where I think a lot of people are like just
But
over
we got
Tara at this
less
point.
than 5 minutes of a blow up from Tara, and we got more than an hour from Vic. So that doesn't make any sense to me that Tara is the aggressor.
Well, I don't
I'm
think
saying, like, I thought she would be. I thought as soon as Vic came at her, Tara would be like, let's go. And she has all this little spent energy, and she didn't give us any of that. We got less than 5 minutes of her saying, don't say I don't deserve to be here, which obviously, let's be honest, you would say that too, right? If I said, Joleen, you don't deserve to be here, you wouldn't say that back?
Say what?
You wouldn't stand up and say, don't tell me I don't deserve to be here?
I wouldn't throw my sunglasses and stand up like that, especially if I was someone who
God, I 100% would.
But you have to look at in the words or in the how we view Tara and how Tara has put herself forward within the house. She's put herself, she isn't very patient though, Angie. She's on the feeds constantly crying.
She was in this house meeting, Angie,
yelling,
100%.
Calling people, this, that, and then going, oh, she's had to be called to the DR, allegedly, to kind of calm down some of the things she's been saying and the microaggressions she's had in the house. So she hasn't really been a calming force in that house. Everyone has to talk Tara off the edge 24/7, and they're tired of it. Everybody knows Vic's emotional. She admits she's emotional. You know, she does admit she's emotional. I'm not saying that in this argument that Tara was the most aggressive. I'm just saying she was very aggressive for someone who claims that she's not aggressive and that these other guys who have never shown aggression are. So it's always very interesting that it's a lot of these women that want to point at, you know, people of color a lot of times to go, well, they're going to pop off. It's like the Christmas Abbott syndrome. Davon and, Bailey, if we put them on the block, they're going to stab us. They're going to do this, that, when really Christmas Abbott is the aggressive one. At her core, Tara is an aggressive mom. I guarantee it. She's not saying like to her kids, but aggressive person in general. And I think coming in this house, we saw that in her. We saw that Tara was complaining and she's like, I hate this person. I do. You know what I mean? She's very blunt. She's very outspoken. And she is I would say she's borderline a Karen in a lot of ways. Should she be able to stand up for herself? Sure. Stand up for yourself all you want. But when the audience has watched her paint these guys in a light they are not, we all laugh and also go, who's the real problem, Tara? You know what I mean? So I'm not comparing it necessarily to Vic. Vic, yeah, she was emotional. She yelled, she cried, she screamed. She did those things.
She did a beautiful performance. It was solid Vic. She yelled, she cried. She said things like, you disgust me. Canada's disgusted. I can't believe you effing lied. I can't believe you swore on your family. I would never. I mean, she said all the beautiful things in such a dramatic way. That's a very Vic. And I was like, they're all so Canadian. They just sat there and were like, no, it's okay. Ro, at one point, oh my God, this was my favorite part of the house meeting. Vic is like, you disgust me! Like crying and screaming at the same time. And Ro calmly just goes, I've been on the block 4 times. I've been on slop 4 times. I've had to win the veto 3 times to take myself off the block. We all have to play the game. And I was like, she cannot get anyone to yell back. Again, the only person who yelled back was Tara for less than 5 minutes. Like she could not get anyone to like meet her at this beautiful dramatic thing that she was trying to give us.
But the reason people resonate more with Vic, and not everybody, but I think because she's true to her emotions and her feelings, and that's who she admittedly is, where Tara is pretending she's not, and she is putting this on other people. I think people are just over Tara. Honestly, I'm over Tara. I'm over Tara.
I know.
She's been problematic in this house. I think we see a lot of Taras. We came from a BB22 season of a Christmas Abbott who is a Tara. So this is what Vic does. And everyone knew that putting Vic, this is why they didn't want to put her up and backdoor her. This is why they wanted to get her out in a double, because they were like, hey, You
This is going
know,
to be hot.
so they knew this, but the fact that Tara, that's I think what a lot of Twitter was pointing out, is the fact that Tara is the one that's talking about everyone else's aggressiveness and she's being aggressive. Tina was attacked verbally by Victoria. You know what I mean? Roe could have easily popped off, but he didn't. He stayed calm, cool, Roe.
Oh
Tara
my God,
is
they
not a
all were
calm,
so
cool
calm.
person. She's an aggressive person. What 37-year-old woman throws her sunglasses down in an argument?
Oh my God. If I'm going to be judged for that, like, I don't understand why you would.
Sarah, if I said to you in the game, like you asked me, you don't belong here, I would go, you don't belong here. Like, what are you talking about? You're ridiculous.
Yes,
like, I
that's
wouldn't throw my
exactly.
glasses. I do belong here because Tina was calm. She was like, okay, where they at? Everybody belongs here. Everyone gets a chance. But Tara acted like that was the worst thing because Tara is so obsessed with what everyone thinks about her in this house to the point of it's detrimental to her game.
It is. Oh my God, it is. It so
You
is.
would not throw
if
your glasses. That would ruin your game. You would not do that. You would stay calm. I know you. You would not do that.
The way that Vic was screaming, "You effing don't belong to be here," you're right. I would try to remember my game. I'd be like, remember your game, remember your game. But I would be so mad if someone said that to me that I would absolutely probably stand up and throw the patio furniture around. Like, that's insane.
She asked her. She said,
so
I don't belong. You don't think I belong here? Did she say it? And Vic's like, you don't belong here. All you do is complain. You get on everyone's nerves. Vic was about 25 feet from her. There was no reason for her to stand up, no reason for her to throw her sunglasses.
She was posting and using the F word and saying you don't belong here. That's so insulting. Again, I'm like trying not to be emotional, but that would hit me on an emotional core.
No, Sarah, you would totally be like, you don't have to resort to that. Do not swear at me. Calm yourself. You would say things like that. You are a very mature person. You would not. I know you want to pretend you're in the Bad Girls Club right now, but you would not.
So not.
You wouldn't let your game suffer this way. This is the dichotomy of Tara. This is the hypocrisy of Tara. This is what the viewers are seeing, and we're just like, okay, Tara, take a nap. And you don't have to pop off because somebody says you don't belong in the game. You don't have to. If you want to, fine, but own that you are that person. But Tina stayed calm. Rose stayed calm. Vic never claimed to stay calm. From day one, Vic was like, I'm Spicy V. Yeah. I will pop off on everyone. I'll do a cartwheel. I'll do the WAP dance in the middle of the house. Watch me. Like, this is who she's been. So we're like, yeah, this adds up. But Miss Tara wants to pretend she's something so much above this, and she is not. She is not. And you, Sarah, would never play like you. Vic couldn't pull that out of you. They were playing off each other's emotions. So you would never give her that much. You wouldn't allow her to give her that much of your energy.
I would hope to be more of a Roe. I would hope to be more of a Roe.
I think you would.
He did a great job.
Yeah, I don't think you would be like that.
And then there was one point when Beth was like, she said something and I was like, shh, Beth, no one's talking to you. This isn't about you. Oh, wait, it kind of is, but stop it. No one cares.
Or when Tina tried to be the logical one and say,
seriously, if someone yelled at me like that, I'd have a really hard time. Thank you, Gwen.
They were feeding each other. If you go back and watch it, they were definitely
I watched the whole thing.
Feeding into each other's energy. And I'm just saying that is she should be Spicy T.
That would have been a good one, Jacqueline.
Yes. I mean, Tara could have played this so many ways, but she can't because that's innately in her to be.
Oh my God, this devil is gonna be a mess. This whole house is a mess. And you know what? It's been a mess since week one. We really obviously not everyone's gonna like every player, but we have been blessed with a mess for sure. And yeah, it's going to be a little less entertaining not to have Vic there, but the upside, if I can pitch just any upside to you, is that it's less protection for Jed and Ty, and they have been the luckiest MFers this entire game. So I don't mind a little heat going their way.
Yeah, I understand what you're saying. I kind of want them to just still remain lucky. Why not? You know what I mean? If they're getting this far based
Oh my God.
I mean, that is a Big Brother strategy. That is part of
It
Big Brother.
is.
They got in an alliance. They work together. They don't always, read the house well, but none of them do. I mean, so if it keeps them safe, it keeps them safe. I mean, they got the social thing down. They've been huge targets. They've been able to dodge it. I mean, the fact that Roe hasn't been able to pull it together, or Kyle wasn't able to pull it together to take a shot at them, that's on them. So the farther Jed and Ty get, I think there's going to be more people are going to have to be like, give them the respect they deserve now, because they're getting through in this game despite being, physical. They should be physical targets with, being so buff and such
They should be,
bros.
but until they win something, I don't believe that they can win anything. I
Well,
think
Jed has
those
won something.
muscles are just looks.
But a lot of these competitions, it's great because this has been a great game wise for Big Brother, like their actual games, because I don't like when you have to be like a freaking Olympian to win these
Yeah.
games. You have to have a back. So it's kind of nice that Kiefer's can win and Vic can win a bunch of times and Austin could win a bunch of times, and Roe can win 3 vetoes in a row being a tiny guy. I mean, I think that's cool. That's better than sometimes we see in BBUS where it's like, you feel like you're on the challenge or something. You have to train for this stuff. It's like, no, it's just regular Canadians are supposed to be able to come in.
Oh my God. Speaking of the challenge, Ben keeps me up to date on the challenge because I don't watch it. But I heard that what's her name are on it. Oh, Ben, I forgot their names. Sis.
Oh, Casey? Oh, Annalise?
Yes.
She was supposed to be on this upcoming season, but then when she was allegedly supposed to, I should say, be on this upcoming season, but then when the text message thread got leaked of the racism that was being spewed by Jerkson and Aquadouche and Baby Bangs, then she was exposed, and then they declined.
So she's not coming on the next season.
I don't know. I don't. MTV has fired quite a few people for racism, so they would be pretty stupid to associate themselves with Annalise, who was friends, with racists and never stood up.
She also was just horrible casting. I don't care.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to say I don't care about the racism, but I'm just saying, all of that stuff aside, she's such horrible casting and like proven to be horrible casting. Like, show already cast her. Horrible casting. Do not cast her again. David, same thing. God love him. Probably a fine person in real life, but horrible casting. Please don't keep casting.
I've heard the David rumor. Yes, I would say the David rumor. There's a good chance that's going to happen. Annalise, they were going to cast her before, so they could cast her again. I think they think maybe she'll hook up because she has a history of hooking up on the chat or on Big Brother, and so that's for the challenge. But gosh, they keep bringing some of these horrible Big Brother players
like literally on. They can't find better people.
Sarah, they have Josh Martinez, he's coming back. Casey, the couch, she's coming back. Fessy, if you thought he was bad in BB20, you should see him on the challenge. He is sniffing his own toots. Like, he thinks he's great. He's just like, I'm the greatest. It's like, you haven't done anything. So
this is when people are like, oh, cover the challenge. I'm like, what? Why? Tell me why.
There's an all-star season now of OGs that's so worth it. But if you didn't,
that might be worth
original,
it. But like,
then
new stuff. Come on.
No, this new season. It's Sarah. Do you know that it premiered December 9th? I think 2020. It's still going. It's still going. Oh my God, Mark Rose, him and his white tennies. No, him and Elena.
Okay, I'll watch Mark. I'll tune in for Mark.
Not this again. You and your Mark crush.
Cracked me up. He's such a goober.
God.
Joleen's over me.
You're like laughing at him, not with him, right?
No, I'm laughing at him. Yeah, not with him. No. No, I won't like the challenge. Thank you. Just let me give in to not liking it. All right, let's talk about this double. We got a double coming up.
Oh my goodness.
Well, if Vic for some reason survives this week,
I hope she does.
I guarantee you she wins during the double and takes out Beth.
Wow. Yeah, I could see that, Sarah. I think
if Vic doesn't survive, I'm hoping maybe Roe wins and takes out Jed.
Okay, Roe wins, takes out Jed. Yeah, that could be interesting. Well, that would be the smart move for Roe. Break up the couple, whether it's Ty and Jed or Jed and Beth.
Right. He's the link between both of those. So Jed's the one to take out.
And Bray has more pull on Ty these days,
Mhm.
So, yeah, I would take out Jed. I think that would be Roe's smartest move at this point.
What do you have any, what do you think might happen in the double?
I mean, Tina, it'd be epic if like Tina won. I don't even know. Tina can't win. Who's she going to take out?
If Tina won, she would go for the triangle. She'd go for it in some way. Maybe Jed Beth or Jed and Ty.
Epic if
Tina's
Tina won
over
and
that
Tina
triangle.
took out Beth or took out Jed. That would be my
Mhm.
favorite scenario at this point.
Yeah.
Or Roe, because I feel like or the Vic, obviously if Vic stays, but I'm assuming, I know there's a lot of game left this week still, but I'm assuming after this house meeting and stuff that Vic is not staying, as much as I tried my best to argue her case this
You
live.
did, but you're not in the house, so it doesn't really count.
Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking as a game player, like, okay, if I was in there, could I justify keeping Vic after she did this, after all, this kind of, because house meetings are just, it's never great for him. However, Jed called a house meeting and he's still there. Technically, he called that last house meeting, right?
Yeah, but Jed wasn't on the block.
It's true. It's kind of bad. It's definitely bad. Who called in BB16, Devin and Devin's daughter? Was Devin on the block when he called the house meeting, or no? He was in power at that time. He was on.
No, yeah, he was just straight crazy.
He was just straight crazy. If Tara wins, could be interesting. She's got to make some kind of gameplay at this point. Kiefer's kind of, he's kind of screwed. If he would win,
he wants to take Beth out, but if Roe's still in the house, Roe is his number one target. He cannot stand Roe at all.
The fact that
that's
Roe
his number one.
They're gonna have to backdoor this dude because he wins all the vetoes.
Yeah,
I never thought.
They definitely talked about that this week of like, from here on out, Roe's not going up as an original nom. Like he has to be backdoored. And it's true. Like he will have to worry about that every single week.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, but I would be the emotional player like Vic. You would know I'm emotional because I would be open about it. It's like I like those kind of players, and the kind of players that sit back like, whoa, they're going to be emotional. They're going to be aggressive. And then they end up doing it. It's the Christmas Abbott syndrome. It's just like, okay, you're emotional. Just admit you are, Tara. And then when you do come at someone after they come for you, then we're like, oh yeah, that's Tara, But when you're like holier than thou, it's just annoying. It's annoying. She's annoying. It's so annoying. I don't see how anyone can defend Tara at this point.
She has strong Virgo vibes happening, and I hate to
Virgo, and she's not like
to put down, because we love a lot of Virgos. We do have a lot of Virgos in my life, but they're very critical, and they are just.
See, my game, I would be the one calling the house meeting. I'm not going to be, you know what I mean? Like, you're going to know it. I'll be like, hey, guess what? I'm putting you on blast and you on blast and you on blast. And would you just throw your glasses? Wow. For a mom? Wow. Wow, mom. Wow. Like, I would light that
Joleen
shit
and I can't go on Big Brother together. We can't.
No, for sure. But at least I admit that. At least I have self-awareness about that. And I feel like that's what is fun to watch about Vic. Because she'd be like, yeah, I'll light this whole house up. And then watch me talk to the cameras and try to switch it. Now, some of it has been messy. It's entertaining. It's messy. But she's been able to get herself out of a lot of stuff. This one, I don't think she'll be able to get herself out of.
This is real tough.
I like a Tina player. Tina's chill. She's chill in life, And she says she's chill. Tara, not chill. And not admittedly unchill. So she's just
I love Tina so much.
Tara reminds me of Carol from BB 8 last season. Just wanted
Tara reminds you of Carol?
Kind of. She's got some Carol vibes, because Carol was always like, oh, I don't want to be here. This is hard. And people had to be like, calm down, Carol. You signed up for this. She's like, I think I got enough followers on Carol's Comedy Corner on Facebook. I can get off. And we're like, Carol. And then Tara, that's kind of the similar thing. I'm just so disappointed in her because I drafted her thinking she was above all this.
Yeah, no, she's not. She's not.
I thought she could be so much better, Sarah.
I love Tina. I love everything that Tina's doing. And I really, I kind of hope Tina can win in this double and get somebody out, because she does need she needs a move. So whether it's this double or later, like she needs a resume builder because even though we know what she's doing behind the scenes, everyone else needs to know it too.
Not getting it in the edit either. They're not giving it to her at all.
No.
So it sucks.
It does. We need to build up her game on the show so that people know, because I think probably a casual viewer is like, who's Tina? Is she in this game?
And you'll probably see a lot of that. People are probably, oh, Tina, she's boring. They'll think she's like a Annalise or she's like a,
right.
you know, but yeah, but she's so much more. She's much
doing
more,
magic behind the scenes. She's doing some magic.
And the fact that she has to be aligned with Tara and she stays loyal and she stays calm. I mean, that's amazing.
It is.
Tina's game is amazing.
The fact that she sits with Tara all day, impressive.
Yeah, and she allows herself to get mad, like Jacqueline's saying. She did get mad when she was called a liar. She's like, I am not a liar. We all deserve to be here. But then she pulled it back. She had her glasses on. Someone put up the meme of that barbecue Becky and Tina with their glasses on. They looked very similar.
It did, but that's mean because she's not like barbecue Becky.
No, not at all. But it just was like funny that she looked similar with her glasses.
She does. She did.
So. Yeah, you're right. Tina doesn't get any diary room either. She doesn't get anything.
Her diary rooms are probably so bland. She's like, well, yeah. Oh, voting them out. What do you want? All right. Yeah, and then that's it.
Word about it. Yeah. So she's you guys
I'm not going on the block.
Can you lower the bedtime earlier? Yeah. That would be nice. We'd like earlier, more tea. And more bedtime. That's Tina. But strategically, I feel like she's having really good conversations that we're not getting to see on the episodes. So
yeah, I think she'll be even better positioned if Tara leaves. I think Tina can just go back in the hedges.
Right. She really,
because they're only talking about her in the fact that she's a duo. Otherwise, nobody wants to put her up. She didn't even go up as a pawn this week. Like she's not. No one's messing with her. She's so safe.
She's in a good spot. Yeah. And then she doesn't have to babysit Tara and it'd be really nice.
But I do think she's trying to drag Tara along as a goat. But
for sure. I mean, it's smart.
You can let her go at some point, Tina. You can let her go.
And maybe she really does think that. I wonder how Tina really feels about her. Maybe she's like, yeah, I like her. She's a little much, but yeah, it's okay. I like her. She's good.
They probably get along on the level of they're a little bit older than everyone else. Mm-hmm. She's not, Tina's not going to sit around and gossip with Beth.
Yeah, she's not going to she doesn't want to hear about all the.
Yeah, she's not going to be like, how was Jed last night?
Yeah, like all the guys are talking about who they smashed, and they were talking like that. And then Tina's like, wow, yeah, I want to hear about that.
Cool. Yeah.
We're about it.
Well, Joleen, thank you for coming on and giving me the emotional side of things. To my
and talking you out of your emotion because you said
right, and then I randomly got emotional.
Sarah wouldn't.
I told you I'm in a weird place these days.
You're a smart, strategic player, and it would take yourself, and it would take a lot for someone to pull you out of your character. I don't see that happening in the game. Like you would be in me, and you'd be in the alliance. I would be calling meetings, going, I'm going to blow this place up. And you'd go, well, I don't know if that's a good idea, Joleen. And I'd say, I'm going to do it. And you'd say, well, I'm okay, but
that's why we would be secretly aligned and no one would know. Because I'd have to be like, I don't know what she's doing.
Yeah. I'd be talking to the cameras. I'm the greatest player ever. Did you know that? I've never known a dude that could play this game as well as me. That's what I would constantly say. I am the greatest male player to ever play. What I would say, because there's only been
I love it. Don't hate it. All right, you guys, I will be back on Thursday with David after the eviction episode, and then over on Jolene's channel Friday to talk about whoever the new HOH is and all about that double, I guess. We'll have to talk about that. What else you got going on?
Besides ovulating strips, I'll keep you guys updated. I think tomorrow Sip and Key with Busy, Friday with Sarah, maybe Thursday. I've been kind of keeping it low key with BBCan because I like to talk to you about it. Maybe I'll get a couple more bids going. I will be reviewing some more Big Brother 23 submissions on the YouTubes. So stick around for those to drop, as the cool kids say. They're gonna
That's
drop.
so fun. And I am super stoked about the next season of The Circle. And Joleen and I will jointly figure out how we're going to cover this in some way because we have to.
And I saw your tweet about it.
Yeah. So
That
one
guy.
of the players is clearly in our little circle that we don't know him, but like he was on sequester and stuff. So for a second, I was like, okay, I can't compete with 20-year-old white boys
Why
if
would they
that's the
even-
casting. But hopefully there's other gamers and it wasn't like just him or me kind of thing.
Gosh, but I bet you it came down to the two of you, Sarah. I bet you did.
I don't like that. I want there to be like a girl that I came down with because you can't ever, a middle-aged woman can't compete with a young white guy.
It's not fair. Like, you would bring so much more to it than a young guy because he hasn't lived enough life yet. And I don't want to watch another show like BBOTT where I have to go, oh, Alex took Sarah's spot. That was a waste.
That one was at least, that one makes sense. This one, I'm like, no, me.
Yeah, when they had to feed her lines, and I'm watching more of that season. This girl is not a super fan. She is not the smart strategic that she's pretending to be. But yeah, Sarah for the circle. Get it. I did a circle, but Sarah, you did good because I did my circle audition and it was bad. It was I didn't get a first call. I didn't get a call back. I didn't get a recognition. I didn't get a thank you for applying. They were just like, whoa. It was, in the early pandemic, I was experimenting with eye color. I ordered some green eyeshadow with glitter in it, and I just did green from here. I looked like the makeup of the lady from the Drew Carey, and I wore my green Adidas jacket. I was like, I'm killing it. Because I was, early, I should say, pandemic cray, and I was outside. You could hear birds, and I'm just like, I'm gonna be so great on the circle because I'm a comedian, so clearly I'll just make everybody laugh constantly, and I'm gonna be like an auntie, so people think they can trust me. So I'm probably go on as me. They're probably like, wow, this just could be solved by antidepressants. She doesn't have to go on the circle. She needs some.
She needs professional help. What I also played the auntie card, which, by the way, it's my niece's birthday today. My baby girl is 3.
Oh my God, I saw your sister's post. She looks so
I can't believe it. She's getting big, and she's got a baby brother coming next month. I'm very excited about that, as well as excited about.
But she's growing up, but she's still so little. That's nice.
Little, but she's growing up.
She's so good. Lucy just lost her 2 front teeth right here.
Oh, that's so cute.
Mm-hmm. So she calls
love our nieces.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm not stopping trying. So
you're so close. I got Chell into Survivor now, and I am working him to apply to Survivor because I think my husband would be amazing on Survivor.
That would be so fun to watch.
Right? We just finished Heroes versus Villains. He's now watching Millennials versus Gen X. He is picking up the strategy. We talk about it at night, and I'm just like, you're so calm, you're so kind.
Yes.
Backstory, like Chell energy. People and I said, half of this game, you'll hear the survivors talk, is they want to be around people and keep people because it's very hard on the island. So people that will keep up morale, and that's what my husband is so good at.
He's got that great Aries energy. Like, he'd keep the camp going. He would be so good for Survivor.
Right? So Sarah for the circle, Chell for Survivor, Jolene for Netflix. Okay, can I get a special? I get a special?
Overall Netflix special? Got it.
A Netflix special. Can I get a Comedy Central? Just quick, just a quick on the YouTubes. Okay.
Yeah. Let's make it happen. Yes, putting it out into the universe. You guys, thank you so much for joining us live. We appreciate you chiming in, giving us your insight. And if you're joining us later, leave us a comment, please. Let us know how you feel about Spicy Vic. Can she make it happen? Is it her time? Was she the greatest player ever and then just like had to leave early? Is that what happened?
Her greatness got taken out too soon.
Yeah, she did. All right, let us know, and we'll see you next time, guys.